Welcome to the ISE Barcelona, the annual tech show for the systems integration and audio-visual industry. So let's find out what's happening in 2026. One of the biggest buzzwords around is AI, and here I am at AI Media at ISE Barcelona 2026. And great to see you, Adrian. How's the show going so far?
And great, Sarah. It's only day one for us with the customers here, so it's very busy here, very busy.
LEXI Voice, that's the product that you're showcasing here. Demonstrate it for us, Adrian.
Well, luckily in the background it's kind of demonstrating itself. So every word I'm saying here with my microphone is being put up on the screen here. So maybe the first takes about a second or two for my voice to be shown on the top layer. We're translating in this instance into Spanish, but we speak over 100 different languages. So what's happening is the first language there is my voice, the second language is the translated voice, and the third stage is in these headphones here, which we might be able to hear a little bit later, is the voice being translated into a perfectly human-sounding spoken voice. And again, that's just one of the languages we speak.
What amazed me is that you've actually been going since 2002, is that correct?
Yes, AI Media was formed in 2002. The first customers came on board at that stage. Very much a more human-powered technology back in 2002. The technology didn't allow for nearly as much automation as we have today. So there's been a couple of evolutionary steps. We were lucky enough to acquire a company out of the US, a company called EEG that makes hardware that fits very nicely into the AV and broadcast sector. That hardware and our AI solutions mated together to form essentially an overall solution that's now quite prevalent across the world.
So one of the things, I used to work in broadcasting in the BBC, and there were always some hilarious moments whenever it didn't quite understand what we were saying, especially with my Northern Irish accent. What's the accuracy like now?
Yeah, so the accuracy is the first stage before even the AI takes over is what we call a topic model. And topic modeling is a human-curated level where it's putting certain pre-training and certain pre-preferences for certain words over other words. So for example, if you were doing a Northern Ireland story about a certain town with a certain person, you would make sure that those 3 or 4 things were explicitly listed in the pre-training. That way, anything vaguely close to those words would be amplified further towards that. It's obviously not perfect. It's very, very accurate. We have a scientific approach that we call NER, which is how close the generated words are from the original, and it's way in the high top 90s. In fact, at a certain point in time, we started saying it's more accurate than a human can do, and it's certainly quicker than a human can do as well.
That is scary, but also really exciting. So who are your customers then? Where do they come from?
Wow, it's many and varied. So we have typically equipment, hardware that fits very well into the broadcast space. So it sits on professional video standards such as SDI or ST2110, that's a software version. It's used therefore in places where professional equipment is typically found. So that could be large exhibition spaces, large event spaces, television, broadcasts. We find it as sporting a lot. We have a unit that is specifically sorted out for taking a video feed that you would normally see on the big screen, minimizing that by 75% and bringing the captions or the translated text across the bottom. And we have different ways of then taking that translated text and re-speaking it out over the PA system. We did an event in where we took the baseball and translated it into Korean. And it was a local Korean team it was a visiting Korean team that was doing it. It was an amazing experience for that room, but that was just one example of how this breaks down language barriers for us.
It really does, and before you would have had interpreters and to pay all these people, but that's not the way it's going to be in the future.
And it's passionate as well. I mean, I'm not sure what voice we've got running here. If we want to plug the headphones in, it's possibly going to be quite a passionate voice. So out of each time I'm talking, I'll just keep talking now so you can kind of start hearing it. But we've probably got a Spanish gentleman coming out in a very passionate form. Let's just give it a couple of seconds to come through there. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. It's meant for headphones, not necessarily coming through with a microphone, but that's probably a passionate voice. We'd probably use that for sporting quite well. And that's how it kind of works.
A very passionate Spanish gentleman indeed, and very apt for Barcelona.
Very apt for Barcelona.
What's next then, Adrian?
Well, so it just keeps on getting better in terms of the number of large language models that we are layering on top of each other. At the moment, we like to think that we're using the industry's best large language models from people like Speechmatics and Google and DeepL and XL8, but every day we're assessing what is the new technology, what is the new model that we put on top of this. Our hardware continues to get stronger and more powerful as we bring out new units. Here at the show today, we have our Encoder Pro and our display model, which we call the Viewer. Newer generations of those may be coming up in the future, different ways that we can keep up with the entertainment industry, the broadcast industry and the AV industry. That's what we're here for.
Wonderful. Great to catch up with you. Really, really exciting to hear what's ahead, and good luck.
Thank you, Sarah.